everyone, welcome to a video that I did not expect to be making tonight. As you see me here at this lovely little hotel room here in Branson. Video night coming soon and or already up in your little feed. I'm here doing some roller coaster stuff, but you're here for the card game thing, so let's go talk about card games. So today for the Thursday stream, Bushwood decided to unveil all the promos for May's tournament thing, which super hyped for because them being tournament packs right off the back means that we are going to get them here in the States. It's a matter of when. Like, might be a couple months behind, but usually we do get these tournament pack cards. Knock on wood. They also revealed a cool Gear Chronicle card, which I obligatory have to talk about as a Gear Chronicle player, but I do want to hold on to that until we get the rest of the reveals for these donation cards, make a new video for that. If you want to stay tuned for that, make sure you are subscribed to see it go live. Anyways, let's talk about some promos, shall we? I'm actually really excited for a lot of these. Thank you, Danny. You helped us do other things today. Alright, so the first one we got here is the Grade 1 Ordeal Dragon, who has two different effects. First of all, during your turn, if you have a Blast Blade and Blast Arcane Soul, this gets +5. This is MLB support. You guys already know I'm hyped for it. Like, I am. It's a good point of video I did recently because, you know, I've been playing Blasters since day one, so anytime I can talk about Blasters, I will talk about Blasters. So 13k booster / attacker, grade 1, always good. Let's see what else he does. Vanguard, at the end of the ballot, this attacks or boosted, so you can't do it on either. Like I just said, he could be attacker or booster. Cost, put this into soul. Check the top 7 cards you deck. Reveal up and add up to 1 blaster card and name and shuffle your deck. So this says that on top. Wait a second. Is it a hit? It's not a hit. Oh, that's even better. I'm going to put up an old friend on screen right now to show you the reference. This is a better version of the Winglebrave, who was the card that said, if it boosted something that hits, check top 7 for a blaster. This just says after it attacks, or does anything. This is solid, oh my god. You have to have a blaster, Vanguard. You do not have to have anything specific for the second ability, so you can just play turn 1 and go to town. Okay. Your tutor engine, it's going to be a 13k once you do have blaster and soul, and you are able to get your 3 pieces. JK, now there's 4. I guess this is where I talk about the errata real quick. Bushwood did give us the official errata for the new Blaster Brave promo. Basically how it worked before you were able to loop it because the body itself and the rewriting MLB happened at the exact same time, so you can just continuously rewrite into new blasters and keep on going, get more drive checks. Not so much anymore, you have to write on top of the grade 3. We still don't have an English, so we haven't had time to mess around with it yet. Sucks, I would love to mess around with it. I still probably will play with though, don't worry. You'll have a sick new MLB profile coming at some point once I get to test them. Moving on to cards that aren't blasters. We got, I like this one too. I like this one a lot. We have Mega Colony Commander plus Combatants. Or Mega Colony Commander Colonner plus. Get down your face. There's a lot of text box on this one. First of all, we ignore everything else. Mega Colony mentioned. We are back with the Daishocker Troopers. One step closer to having a Toku deck. Please, Bushwood, I really want to have a Mass Police deck. We've seen Mass Police cards happen in the past in V format. Give us a full brand archetype, please. But of course, this isn't brand, this is the other half. This is the villains. This is the actual villain section. We have a gangster archetype now, which I might do a video on that. We have 2 skills on this. First of all, this one's funny. You can have up to 16 copies of this boy in your deck. 16! That's like your entire deck, basically. So you got 4 of your grade 3, well 3 of your grade 3, 4 perfect guards, that's 7 cards, plus 16. That's already 23 of your 33 slots, so like, if you want to do this engine, whatever this engine is, you now have 10 slots to put in your deck. It's got 2 other abilities aside from that. First of all, auto when this enters rearguard circle from hand. Keep that in mind. Look at the top card of your deck, return it back to the bottom of your deck, or discard it. So right there, you get a little scry thing, and you are able to put them in drop zones, so he is a deck that is known to have a lot of graveyard recursion. After that, same effect, part 2. Soul Blast 1. Choose and call 1 card with the same name as this card from your drop onto a rearguard circle. So if you did mill it, you do just get it back for a Soul Blast, which is sick. So you call 1, get 2 cards. This brings up something. I'll talk about it after this card, but this does bring up something that I want to mention real quick. Remember our little friend here? Remember the one that I keep on hyping up and never showing off other than the first initial video? Shieldfisher Dragon. I want to go over this last effect real quick, but he is this. Alright, so last effect, then I go back to Shieldfisher. During your turn, this gets +5 for every total of 4 of these boys in your rearguard and or drop start. Remember how I just said you can have 16 of these? That's potentially 20k on each of them. These are 30ks that just come back for free. Insane. Alright, so Shieldfisher. As you guys may remember, he is a card that says it can't attack if you've only normal call that turn. However, this is free for Shieldfisher. This is Soul Blast 1 called 2 dudes. Cool. You automatically have 2 things, and that's like halfway there to your +5 for the first +5. Shieldfisher himself is an 18k body, plus all these guys being big boys. We're looking at a big beat stick deck. Shieldfisher is the monster of the week that these grunts are guarding. Moving on and moving over, because god, look at this. This is taking up the entire side. We have a Bermuda Triangle card known as the Flush Blush Flozaria. And I'm gonna say right now, first time I read this in the morning, I looked at that, I saw the Flush Blush, and it looked like bluish flame for some reason. So I automatically either stand this deck as a previous blue flame player, or it makes me want to play premium again. Alright, we got 3 effects here. 1, 2, 3, 4 effects. That's a lot of effects. Going down order. First of all, continuous. You cannot call cards with continuous, activate, or auto abilities. We can take a beat on this for a sec. Old premium players, you may remember Cyclonid, the just vanilla deck. There's a Blaster Blade variant of this that I kind of want to play, but I need to pick up 3 more promo Blaster Blades. You can only play vanilla cards. This is Bushido saying, we know how we gave you all vanillas in the start decks. Use this as your boss. So there's that. Here comes the vanilla deck. JK, I lied. One more important thing to notice. It says you cannot call cards. This means you can't use perfect cards. This means you cannot use any overtriggers outside of the generic overtrigger that doesn't have an effect. Vanilla Fight Vanguard, we make it the most fair game in the world. Of course, all hope's not lost on you not being able to use perfect guards, because her second ability says that all units on the Guardian Circle gain a +5 shield. Then if you played in order this turn, all your front row units get +5. So 2 things to say about this real quick. First of all, of course you are increasing all your shield values. This does also increase things like grade 3s that have 5k shield, which is nice. Triggers suddenly become 20ks. You're only be running vanilla triggers, of course, which is fine. Everything else is 10k Guardian. Guardian's gonna be a little weird in this deck. However, important part right here. The second half says if you play in order, your front row gets +5. Everyone's gonna look at this and be like, oh look, I guess you can play some normal orders in your deck and have the nice thing on your turn. No! This is a Blitz order deck. You run a Blitz order, do whatever the Blitz is gonna do. I know that Lyrical has a couple good ones, and you can always use the Regalia's piece, say I'm the Elemental Area Perfect Guard. Then, once you do that, your front row gets +5. She becomes an 18k base until end of turn. She is a Shieldfisher in training. Alright, then after that, her other 2 effects. First of all, once per turn, Soul Blast 1, Energy Blast 2. Cool, we have an energy card. Look at your top 7 cards of your deck. Choose and call up to 2 units to rear guard. In addition, choose up to 1 order, and that's your hand. So it is check top 7, get potentially 3 cards, which are really solid. That does shuffle deck. It does shuffle deck, so it does recycle stuff in case that matters. This is the only effect you're using, so it doesn't really matter. Really good, you're just tutoring anything. Just get 2 guys to either guard you with, or this next effect, which I'll go over in just a second. Honestly, I think that you just use this to search blitzes, like I said. This is going to be a blitz-based deck. You're only using orders for defensives. Then final effect. When attacks, Counterblast 1, choose to stand 1 of your rear guards. If there are 5 or more different order cards in your drop, choose up to 2. So, okay, yeah, you do want to use lots of orders. Future Jared will clip it right here. I'll just go over the orders real quick, but I feel like it's mainly going to be a blitz deck. Alright, I got a deck builder and started looking at orders for Lyrical Nation. First of all, let's go ahead and talk about the one that got reprinted as a promo. It is a blitz order that says if an attack hit your Vanguard this turn, choose 1 of your units, give +30 until end of turn. So that's not bad. I mean, you do have to let your Vanguard get hit once before you can cue this off, but once you do this, target Vanguards get +30, it's going to get +5 off of your own sack effect, and suddenly you're looking at a defensive 48k Vanguard for the rest of the turn. So talking about blitzes, of course, we do have access to a couple other cards. This one you get +15 or +30 if your Vanguard was placed. For example, something like a Stride or like a Luon, a Youthberg, that kind of stuff. Set 1 version, just if you have a lot of cards on board, you get +15. You're not going to be bouncing your girls around as much because you don't have effects, so this might be useful if you actually manage to keep a board out during their turn. Of course, your only perfect guard in the deck is this, because it's not really a perfect guard, it's just an order that happens to be a perfect guard. And last important blitz is Regalis Piece. So let's go over all the Regalis Pieces real quick, because you only have a choice of 1 now, but there's a couple good options for this deck. So there's another big shield. The Soul Blast 1, choose 1 of your guys, gets +25 until the end of that battle. Then choose 1 of your Vanguards, and it basically becomes immune to an overtrigger. All your opponent's units that have 100 million or more get -1 crit. This Forbidal, I don't know if you can be using Forbidal as much in a deck that doesn't have effects, but it can get you 2 girls that you want to call. This one, Chalice, I'd probably run Chalice, just because activates Persona I give you power to everything. And of course the new hotness, which I've run in like 2 decks so far and has done nothing for me. This is apparently your counter to control decks. stops you guys from being targeted. Gives you Vanguard +5 until the end of your turn. It'd be so much better if it's just until the end of their turn. You just have defensive 5k, but unless you draw a card, gives you a soul, always good. Like I said, this deck is not going to have any effects, so maybe protecting your girls is going to be important. Solid pick. Then going over a couple of other orders, I've seen some people talk about using the Willis Ride line just to gain access to this card, which is you draw a card, choose one of your Vanguards until the end of turn gets +5, and then I don't think we need to read this other part because if your opponent is grade 3 or greater, that's not going to happen unless you go second in this deck. But I've seen people use these, or I guess you could use whichever rock list you draw 2 cards just to have a draw engine. These girls I highlight for some reason. So we'll go over this quickly. It's just a CB1 if you have a full field, draw 2. This one I like though. It says, place the counterblast 1. You get all of your rear guards get +5 until end turn. So on top of her own ability to give you all of your front row +5 after you play an order, this gave you +5. Boom. You get a free persona ride. Vanguard's +5, everything else is +10. There's also one that lets you bounce the card back to hand. I just didn't grab it when I was picking up these orders, so that was also an option, I suppose. Either way, this is looking at a 4 to 5 attack deck that gives you buffs, and you can only play a bunch of normal cards in, which is going to be a little weird, but we can work with it. Most important part is that you can only have the one elemental perfect card, and your Overtrigger is going to be the normal one. Moving on to the next one, we got this Dino Boy right here, who has 2 simple skills, the Charging Dragon, Aeon Rush. First off, during your turn, if this unit is retired by any of your card's abilities, Energy Blast, draw a card if he gets retired. Very Tachikaze. I mean, Tachikaze's entire thing is just eating cards during battle phase. There is a Dino Dragon based boss that we will maybe hopefully get. It's an exclusive Japanese program right now, but if we get it, it's totally vibes there. Then second effects. When this attacks opponent's grade 3 or greater, this is the part I'm excited about. So last one, during this battle, it gets +10. Retire this at the end of the turn. Okay, I lied. It just retires itself. That's fine. It literally queues up its own first effect. So we're looking at basically a 20k attacker that's going to retire itself at end of turn and draw you a card. Solid out soon. I want to point out another card that we just got. Something I do want to do a video over eventually once I figure out the deck profile on it. I cannot pronounce this card. It's the guy that goes in the manga deck. It's basically a deck that's focused around grade 2 units and has ways to revive them from drop zone and withstand them. So basically this is going to be a solid 20k attacker for that deck that's able to get multiple attacks every turn and then retire itself to draw a card. Definitely going to build that deck, so he'll probably be in there. So I should probably pick up a couple of these when he comes out and put them in there. It's Blankmire support. I didn't even read this before because it's Blankmire. So we got 2 different effects. First of all, Blank enters rear guard. If you have a grade 3 Blankmire, during your turn your opponent cannot intercept. Okay, not bad. Blankmire is a deck that binds a lot of stuff, so I'm not sure how much the intercept block's going to matter, but guard strength is always nice, so we take that. Then rear guard when you boost Blankmire. Not sure if you're going to be doing that too much because I think he has specific boosters. Again, I haven't looked at Blankmire support at all. All I know is it's the new deleter, and I literally didn't care about it because 2 seconds after he got revealed, we got the Fate of One of Time. But when he boosts, you have the guy. You could choose to put up to 1 card from your drop zone into soul. Okay, that's good. That's fuel. Like I said, Blankmire likes to take a lot of cards from your soul and then put them in your bind zone to eventually ramp up to his divine skills. Soul engine, solid. A lot better than relying on Zargon to on-hit because it'll be too late for that, and I'm not sure. I think that Blankmire just wildly soul charges, so something like Falcade wouldn't really matter too much. I don't know how much the guard restriction thing's going to matter, but I mean, it's there, so. Then the final card we got here, which doesn't look like this post actually even bothered to show the reprints. I'll find some real quick that has reprints on there. We got this elemental hero, B-Dash. Is his name B-Dash? Oh my god, it's B-Dash. B-Dash Borston. Real Symbol has one effect, and that is if it boosts while you have a base in your order zone during your battle, this gets +2, and at the end of the battle, put in soul countercharge. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a Bulbamine with the hero name. I don't think I need to say anything else about that. Bulbamine is a fantastic card. Soul Charge is always welcome. Counter Charge is always welcome. Heroes is a very CP heavy deck for its combo where basically every counter blast you have gives you another attack. It's just another extender there. Heroes is good. I want to talk about Heroes one day, but I don't have that promo still. But Heroes is good. Alright, we're looking at Cyrus's blurb for the old promos reprinted. Oh god! We have a Leo blurb. What do we know now about my Angel Gear Chronicle card? An angel doctor who lost her life protecting the injured during the Civil War 2,000 years ago. She was known as the Flower of United Sanctuary for her beauty. Sweet girl. Doesn't say anything about her being a time traveler though. Alright, here's the reprint promos. I don't know what this is. I'll have to go jump on Bushy Navi deck builder real quick to find out what this is. We were just talking about needing orders for Bermuda. This is an order for Bermuda. Lyrical, whatever it's called. So this is probably going to be good for that deck. Going over here. So we'll talk about this card last because he actually matters to me. This is Insanity. This card lets you draw 2 and call up to 2, then discard the rest. It's basically just a plus engine in so many decks. I've seen it run in Luhan now. I've seen it run in Drag Luard. I can maybe see it run in any deck that just wants to call a bunch of cards, but it does cost Counterblast 1, so I'm not the biggest fan of it. Like, I don't use it too much myself. I have my playset I'm just keeping, but good reprint. Everyone likes this card. People that don't know about this is the best boy right here. This boy is Shieldfisher's best friend. His real simple effect, it lets you Soul Blast 1 by the order from your drop zone, and then call him out from the drop zone. So it's a 1-for-1, just cycle a card back into bind, call him out. New Zorga likes to do stuff with the bind zone. Can use it in that deck. Shieldfisher, or any deck that just has an order engine. This is a free guy that he can call every turn. Shieldfisher loves it because he's an 18k, so any intercept is a 23k defender, and he just keeps on coming back. This card is love. And that's, I believe, is that. I go over the other reprints that are announced today for the triple drive, whatever the new collection thing's called. That feels like another video topic to just do all those reprint things when they come out. Same with the Darkseid Dragon Empire card. That's going to be a start of our cycles. I feel like they'll all go together. If you guys want to see those kind of videos, make sure you are subscribed, leave a like, all that fun stuff. And if you want to help support me on this channel, raise energy, code Skyers to save 15% online, or of course check out my page on TCG Player. Both those ways help me afford to make plenty of new content for the channel, get new decks. For the theme parks thing, I'm literally in a hotel right now halfway across the country because I'm doing some theme park vlogs. Help support the channel that way, and if you'd like the channel, maybe subscribe, I don't know. Until next time, always embrace the infinite.